Hello. Are we on? A little bit bright, but who cares? We'll go with it. All right, so I'm gonna make this really quick and easy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the video. Oh, by the way, this is linked for you below because I know a couple of you are probably gonna ask, what is this I'm wearing? But although if you follow my channel, you already know. This is it. Obviously by the title of the video, finally, this is the kitchen tour that I've been meaning to do forever. Honestly, I'm so sorry. God, I'll tuck my top in. But I finally have done it. So yeah, just sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea, biscuits, not puffy biscuits. I'm talking about the British biscuits that you dunk into your cup of tea. It's taken us a few months and we are still working on it as we speak. But it's done. It's basically done enough. And if you've been seeing me on my Instagram as well, you already noticed as well. By the way, on my Instagram, on the top of my Instagram feed, I have a highlight called Home Reno, and on there you can see the whole progress, not just of the kitchen, but of the whole house. Without further ado, I'm just going to get stuck in. If you're someone who's going through home renovations or just home decor a little bit, hopefully you get some inspiration and some ideas. This is our third renovation. We have an Airbnb in St. Lucia, some of you guys already know, and we have two, and we already did makeovers on those two, including the kitchen. So now we're back in New York and we're doing the home renovation in our own space where we live. Right, so that is it. Without further ado, show you everything. I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but anyway, it's just going to appear here, isn't it? I'm just going to show you the home renovation. I'll stop waffling because I hate when people waffle in the beginning of videos, which is what I'm doing right now. I'll talk to you in a bit and enjoy the renovation. Okay, so this is how the kitchen originally looked when I first moved from London to New York. It was all brown. Brown cupboards, just very brown. Notice the cooker, beige. It was just a very dark room, and you can't see, but all the doors were brown as well behind me. And then we painted the cupboards, which was a massive difference. A lick of paint when you're on a budget is the best advice I can give you for renovating or just, giving your place a facelift. But if you see where my bag is on the counter there, that was the only corner that we had to really work with, and it just wasn't enough for the two of us. If you look on the left side where the fridge is, notice where the ladder is, we had shelving there and it just wasn't working for us. On the other side, like I said before, that was really where we did all the cooking. It was just tiny. Mainly the right side of the kitchen was used, but the left side was nothing. So we wanted to expand it really. We knew that we needed an island. We'd been talking about having a center island for years and we never did. So we finally committed and we put tape down on the floor, which is one of the biggest tips I would give to you, is to just live with the dimensions of what you're thinking of buying. And we did for weeks. So we had to remove the cupboards in order to get the floors redone, but the cupboards were reinstalled. We did decide at the time as well that we'd get rid of the kitchen sink to update it. This was the floor being cut so that it would be one long continuous stretch to define it. So this is our moment of having the kitchen island, center island, actually installed. I was just gobsmacked. You just see me, I was slack-jawed, just staring at being added. I was thinking, oh my God, I've always wanted one of these. I've always wanted one of these. And just watching them install it was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. But it made such a massive difference. Here was an old cloakroom, but we used to use just to hang most used jackets and coats, and Michael had the idea of just changing it into a pantry. We'd never had one before, and this is what it became, a pantry instead. So this is the before of what it used to look like, the kitchen, all very brown. And just a very brown room, and then from that we gave it a lick of paint, made it brighter, and that was great. And we had that right up until I think the beginning of 2020, and then obviously afterwards we moved into something else, but this just wasn't working for us because the amount of space there, the counter space, was almost zero. Then we switched to this, which gave us way more space. It's brighter and airy. One of the biggest things that we wanted out of this kitchen was two things, was more counter space and increased storage, and we got that in one swoop. I wanted to have a left to right kitchen that expanded across that entire back wall, and now it did. We added a subway tile backsplash, or is it splashback? I think it's backsplash, but I think it depends if you're in America or Europe. Then we added a hood above as well, because that used to be a microwave. The microwave now moved to the left. You can see it there next to the fridge, and we put custom made cupboards in. Just so much more storage, so much brighter and lighter. Now this is an old picture I found off my blog actually, of the corner, that how it used to be. Look at that beige cooker. That was the corner that we just fought with, and it was just, it just wasn't enough space. This is what that same corner looks like now, and it's just nice to see the difference. And all we did was literally change out the cupboard faces and added different handles. The faucet was something that I splurged on. I loved it. As soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my god, I need to have it. It's so nice. And the farmhouse sink is one of those things I've always wanted to have, and we got that as well. Also, having the additional storage meant that that same corner counter was now empty, which was great because it was stuffed with things before. So we went with a waterfall counter where you can see like it's a quartz, by the way, it's not marble. Goes over the edge and falls down the side, and we went with quartz because it's much more practical apparently than marble, which is porous. And I just liked the fact that our garden door is right by the kitchen counter, so it just makes you feel so much more, I don't know, it just feels peaceful. Also, back here, this is where the bar stools will be. We haven't got them yet, but I wanted to just show you what it looked like back here. This is the first time I've ever had a brass antique gold type of tap, and it's one of those things which I wish I could have done years ago, because it just feels way more me, because I'm more drawn to warmer colors anyway. Even my jewelry is like, it's all gold, so it just made sense. So the overall feel I felt of the kitchen was something that felt a bit contemporary, but at the same time it felt like a blank slate, ready for me to just add in any personal touches that I want to, which I will be in time, definitely starting with the bar stools, which are needed right here. And yeah, it's just nice to be able to, you know, decorate and personalize the space to how you want it to now be. Now it looks like this. On the other side of the kitchen island is storage, and it is in black. I wanted to do it that way for the contrast with the countertop. We have two dishwashers which work independently. First time I've ever had a dishwasher, by the way. The center cupboard as well is a hidden area for the rubbish, and the right side is three cupboards, so it's more storage again. So just more and more storage was being added, which is great. We also did waterfall off the countertop where the sink area was. It's just a nice way to visually finish off a side of the cupboard. So also I'm going to add in decor wise a lot more warm pieces. I've got the concrete light vase you can see to the right there from Pottery Barn, but I'll also add in different textures, fabrics, and different types of materials, just to add that, like I said, that warmth and extra layer to the kitchen. That gold kind of bronzy mirror, I used to have that in the hallway, and I moved it into the kitchen because I just love that stamp of Karen in the kitchen. As you can see to the left there by the microwave, added storage, which has been fantastic to have. But seeing that mirror center place, like right in the middle, slap bang, I love it. Probably not to everyone's taste, but it is to mine. At the end of the day, that's what matters about your decor. If you love it, that's all that matters, because you've got to live with it. And I'm looking for more pieces like this to add in, special pieces, unique things that puts the kitchen firmly in, like, you know, my personality. Or, and I say my because Michael and I both live here, but he loves this stuff too. Still making changes to the kitchen. The center island, the lights above, we keep changing them. Well, we changed them once. Actually, we changed them twice. And now we're settled onto what we want. Cooking, Chef Michael, as he's called. He's not a real chef, by the way, for anyone new to my channel, but he's called that because on my Instagram, we do stories where we just cook with you guys, and I just film Michael cooking. He really got into cooking the past couple of years. So you can imagine how he's feeling in this kitchen. He is like a freaking kid in a candy store. I don't know, I can't really say anything more. He loves it. Just being able to have like the bin right there, it's hidden, all the extra counter space, the storage, it's just worked so well, and that alone has just been, it's just been so worth it. We'll definitely be adding more natural materials like wood into the kitchen as well, so you'll see that over time. So, you know, there will be part 2 and miniaturized little part 3s and 4s of this kitchen, because it grows, it's organic, it's like anywhere. It doesn't stay still, does it? It's constantly evolving, and that's what I love about just home decor actually, and home renovations, is that it's a constantly moving thing. But to get from what we were to this is just been a true test, but it was well worth it. Leave links to everything that I can in the description box. I just realized I never showed you the floor, did I? I'll have to do that in a part 2. Sorry about that. So that is kind of a snapshot, like I said before, of where we are at with the kitchen. I want to say that it is 90% done, because we are actually going to make a small change. Would you describe it, Michael, as small, or as, it's a small change? Subtle to this kitchen makeover video, and you will see what we do that is an update. It's just something that doesn't quite sit right, and I just want to change it so it feels a little bit more me. And I think that's ultimately one of the tips I'll tell you, is whatever you're doing a makeover of, it should reflect you. It should reflect your style. It should reflect your personality. And just like I say on my channel with clothing and with style, it should do that as well with your decor. So I hope you found that helpful. Any tips I can say to you as far as like getting anything done like this is, 1, do not settle, okay? Definitely stick to what you want, because you could rush by and then you end up probably returning the item that you rushed and bought, and then you'll end up still wanting that thing that you actually really wanted. Stick to your guns, because you will probably come across maybe contractors, or if you're working with any professionals, who will maybe not give you something the way you wanted, or, you know, and then some people, I think some owners, and I know that with personal friends of mine, they will settle. Do not ever do that, because you're always going to regret it. Leave me a comment below if you've ever been in that situation before. Just stick to your guns on what you want done, so that you get exactly what you paid for and exactly what you had in mind. Don't rush as well. We've been spending a large part of COVID just sorting out getting this kitchen makeover done. You already saw pictures of how it looked before, so you can see the changes and the stages throughout the time. But I think the number one thing that we wanted to accomplish in here was to have more space to work in, more counter space. This was all we had, as I mentioned before in this video, really to work with. We did have something right here. It wasn't an island, but it was a very small table. It was narrow, and we had a whole bunch of other things on it. It just wasn't cook friendly enough, and so we'd fight in this corner for this cooker. So it just did not make any sense. Even if you're just one person, it didn't make any sense. So expanding the amount of just workspace that we have is a night and day difference. For me to be able to like sit on the other side, or to just lean on the other side, and then Michael's cooking on the other side, or vice versa, or you know, we can just talk to each other from across the island. It's something that we've never had before. We do not have the correct bar stools yet. I returned those ones because I thought it was too much gold on the legs, and it also wasn't the right tone of gold. There's no point in keeping it just because and settling, because I love the style of them, but that metal was just, it was annoying me, and I know over time it would just continue to do so. So I was glad I returned those, and it was a good move because now I've opened myself up to getting something else. It will probably be similar kind of industrial vibe bar stools. I just need to, you know, commit to one, because I've got a few that I've saved already that I'm considering. But if you've seen any really cool ones, anything that has a vintagey kind of vintage / industrial vibe with some maybe like a wood, either wood or leather seating, has that kind of chunky, maybe if it's a wood it's kind of chunky, or just has a really cool antique-y vibe but it's still contemporary. If you've seen anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Leave your links as well, God, that always rhymes, so I can check them out and we can check them out together, because maybe there's people watching this video who are in the same boat and they wouldn't mind checking out to see what you come up with, okay? And I will definitely be looking at what you suggest. Let me know below, and anything that I really like the look of, I'm going to give you guys a shout out, if not in a later video, then on my Instagram. So make sure, if you do have an Instagram, to also include that as well. I think that is it. If I can think of any other tips, I will leave that at the end of this video. This will continue to be a work in progress. Like I said before, 90% of this is done. It's bright, it's light, it's airy. It's better than we thought it was going to come out. And I'm so glad I got the farmhouse table, the farmhouse sink. I really wanted that. And we are so happy that we got the island. That was like a massive thing. Tape, painter's tape is your best friend. You will use that everywhere to just mask, like on the floor, what you think you want, like the size, the dimension of the thing you're going to buy, like the island. We taped it out so we could live within it. Before it was here, we lived with the tape on the ground and would walk around the tape just to get a feel for that size in the room before we committed to, you know, ordering that size. Yeah, I think that is everything. I can't really think what else. I don't think there's anything else. It's so bright in here. I love it. I love the light in here. Michael, what's your favorite thing about this whole kitchen makeover? Renovation. Let's just call it a renovation. It's a renovation. What's
has to be the center island.
The center island.
Yeah, with all this space, being able to like sit on it, cook and prep, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's transformed the way we use this kitchen.
Yeah, I agree. It has. And I was a bit worried about the size of it because it's pretty substantial, but it actually worked. It works in this space. It oddly enough makes this room look bigger. Give this video a thumbs up if you got some inspiration on renovating your kitchen. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I mostly do fashion actually on my channel, but Michael and I are getting more and more into, you know, just renovating the space that we're living in, and because of that I'm just taking it with me, so you're getting a lot more decor thrown in as well. I'm done, I'm gone. I don't think there's anything else I want to say, except there will be a part 2 for this video. So I can't wait. And yeah, leave comments below about bar stools, okay? I do want to see those. I'm gonna go, keep waffling. I'll talk to you next Friday, and if not, I will see you on Instagram.